Hello everyone, my name is Nevra and this is my first ever video on this channel. I'm the author of Akhet and other books that I'm planning, but today I'd like to talk to you about how I decided to write Akhet because I thought it'd be an interesting topic to start my channel with, and also because it's his first anniversary. By the way, if I sound weird or awkward, it's because I'm actually reading a script. Because generally I can't speak, like improvising, and this is what I'm doing now. So if I sound weird sometimes, it's because I have a speech problem and I can't speak. So I'm really sorry if you don't understand anything or what I want to say. Just bear with me, please. First of all, for those who never came across me, what is Akhet? Well, Akhet is one of my favorite books that I've written, and it's about Egyptian gods that have lost their power on Earth, and they decided to come back to humanity by choosing a human, called a portrait, to check how Earth's doing. It follows the story of Isaac, who unfortunately became one. It's supposed to be an horror book, though if it doesn't really feel like it, don't worry, I'm planning to reread it soon. It's also pretty gory and violent, so I'd recommend a mature audience for it. Now, let's talk about what all of you are waiting for. Why did I decide to write Akhet? What's the story behind it? It's actually very simple and could be funny for some, though I can't believe I wrote a whole trilogy based on one thing that happened. Literally, it changed my life in some way. You can guess what I'm going to talk about if you have in mind the dedication of the first book. I'll put it right here. Yeah, that's it. So, who is this teacher? Before I say anything, let me explain briefly how the Italian school system works, because if you don't know, I'm Italian. So, the year is divided in two parts, each of 4 months. During the first period, you have lots of tests and oral tests, especially those. And well, your grades don't really matter that much. You can be awful in every subject, though it will become a problem later, but for now, you're kinda safe. So during the second period, you have to do well. And our grades can go from 1 to 10. So some teachers, the lowest score they put is 4. And actually, that's a high grade for some people, like me. And 6 is the lowest grade that you can get in order to pass. So if you get 6, you're fine. At the end of each period, you have your report card, and if you have all the subjects above 6 or 6, then you're fine for the second period. But if you have even one subject below 6, for example 5 or 4, then on the second period, probably during March, I think, you have to do a test to make up that grade. And if you get at least a 6, then you're good. If at the end of the school year, so including the second period, you still have one subject below 6, then you're gonna have to take a test on the early September, or now it changed and it's late August. If you don't pass it, then you have to retake the school year. And trust me, it never happened to me, but it happened to my father, and apparently it was terrible, so it's really not recommended, it's awful. So for now, if you have a subject below 6, your status, I don't know how to say it, it's suspended, and you have no idea whether you passed the year or not. You just have to take the test. Now that I told you this information, we can start with the actual story. At the start of the second year of high school, a lot of teachers changed. For example, history, Latin. As for history, since it's the main focus on the story here, what happened with the teacher? In the first year, I had a teacher that was so nice and so kind to me, and she also understood my problem because I seriously have a problem with speaking or public speaking or in general. taking oral tests. They are hell for me, and if you have social anxiety, you probably can understand exactly how I felt and how it feels. So she was so nice. She helped me. She actually helped me go through this. Well, on second year, it was very different. First of all, it was a very bad period for me. I suffered from severe depression, and seriously, I wasn't good at all mentally. So I had trouble studying for every subject except English. When I had to take tests in history, I always got either 4 or 5 because literally I sucked. I couldn't study it. It was really difficult for me, actually. The teacher obviously didn't care about my problems, didn't want to help me, so I was all alone trying to help myself out. And well, obviously at the end of the period, I got my report card and I had a lot of problems with many subjects. Like many of them were at 5 or even 4, for example, science. I've always sucked at science, even this year, and I'm about to get in the 5th year, so that speaks for itself. I also had a 5 in history, the teacher, before the report card, he made us, for those who had the subject below 6, made us take a test. So if you get a 6 or above, then you passed the subject for the period. But if you didn't, like my case, you get the 5 in the report card. So I got it, yay. So he made us take the whole test again in March, which was horrible because in March you have to take so many tests. Like March and May, these months are full of tests, oral tests, whatever you name it, your month is full, like legit. 1 week I had 1 test a day and it was hell. I retook the test and I also had another test in science the same day, so it was impossible for me to study clearly and it didn't go well. So I asked the teacher via email because I can't speak with him, and I asked, hey, Mr. Surname, do you even care about this grade? Like, do you count it at the end of the year? And he said, no, don't worry, I won't count it. He counted it. On the second period, I was like, okay, let's do well. So for the summer, I won't get any subject to study. I can relax. So I began to study history like crazy. And on the first test of the period, I got 7-, which isn't bad at all since I always got 4. And the second test, it was an oral test because you usually do 2 written tests and 1 oral test. On that one, I got a 6-, which is not really good. So the 6 is there, so I don't really care. And on the last test, I got again a 6-. So if you put all these grades together, I had a 6.1, which technically that means I passed the subject for the period. So on the report card, I should have gotten 6. The thing was, one day I was sick, so I didn't go to school. And I opened the class app and I saw that I got a 4.5. And I was like, where the hell did I get this grade? Like, I was genuinely confused. So I emailed the teacher and I was like, hey, listen, Mr. Surname, why do I have this grade? Like, what did we do? He replied and said, oh, that's the grade of the test. Oh, the test that you said it wouldn't count? That's so nice of you to put at the end of May, yes? Because you have to know, in June, school lasts for only a week. Like, you only have 1 week of June. And if you put this grade at the last day of May, you're generally a terrible person. Like, why would you do that? So now, my grade went from 6.1 to 5.7, which actually, you could make it a 6. But some teachers are complete assholes. So he said, don't worry, you can make up for it if you do this oral test. on the first day of June, which was the 5th June 2023. I still remember it. The day before, I studied like crazy. I cried so much that I can still feel the headache. Like, I was so bad. I was mad. Then the next day, I went to school. The test didn't go well. I got 5.5. I cried in front of the teacher because he had the audacity to say, well, maybe this isn't the right school for you. You mean I go to a language school, and even though I have amazing grades in English, Spanish, and French, even Latin, you think this is not the right school for me because I suck at history? What? Like genuinely, what? This is where I cried. Like, what do you mean? Why would you say that to me? I was also really upset because not only I was sick mentally, like, how could you say that to a student instead of helping them? You can see they are struggling. I even told him, look, Mr. Surname, if you get rid of the bad grade that I got, I literally have 6.1. And he said, well, I don't care. Oh, you don't care? Okay, you don't care? Me neither. Sorry about the breakdown, but it's very serious. So anyway, at the end of the year, I got my report card and I got a 5. Yes, a 5. And not only in history, but science too. So, look, I don't even want to talk about this summer that I had that year. So yes, at the end, I took the test. Everything went well, even though I had them the same day. You cannot believe how much I cried. I literally woke up at 2 a.m. to study. Fortunately, on the 3rd year and so on, so this year too, I didn't have it anymore because we switched to history and French, which is way better than normal history in my opinion. And the teacher is also way better. Like, I love him. The thing is, he's still in our school. He doesn't teach history anymore, but I don't remember what he does. Maybe something about psychology. Sometimes I see him walking around the halls and I literally have to run away because, like, only seeing him, I don't know, I have a fight or flight response because what happened to me was horrible and no one seems to understand it. Like, they make fun of me. My friends say, hello, that's the teacher, I want to say hi. No, leave me alone. One time I was in front of him and I ran away when I saw him. Now, what does this have to do with Akhet? Like, why did it make me want to write Akhet? Let's connect the dots on real life and Akhet. Isaac is in the 2nd year of high school in the first book. He hates history. He hates his history teacher. He sucks at history and at other subjects. And it goes so bad that the teachers literally says, look, you're about to fail. So you either do something or not. That's exactly what happened to me. So, let's say, for a coping mechanism, I decided to change what happened to me and write this story. Like, what if, instead of doing the oral test, the teacher said to me, look, I'm your guardian and you were chosen by Anubis. That would have been really cool. But obviously it's real life, so things like these wouldn't happen. But that's why I wrote it, to escape from this nightmare and this traumatic event for me. I know it doesn't sound really traumatic, but trust me, it was for me. Like, I have nightmares about it still today, even though almost 3 years passed. Now I'm doing fine at school. It's been 2 years since I didn't have any subjects left for the summer, and I'm feeling so good about myself. But next year it's gonna be tough because it's the last year, so oh, God's help me. Also, 30 March 2022, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but Moon Knight came out. And yes, Moon Knight is like my biggest hyperfixation. I love it. I love the show. I love the character. I love the comics. I love the actor. I love everything about it. And yes, I'm gonna be honest, I was heavily inspired at first by Moon Knight, but there are many differences. like avatars are called portraits, and they have no control if they were chosen or not. Like they can't really do anything about it. And I've always been a fan of ancient Egypt, also because my mom is a big fan of ancient Egypt. She literally went to Cairo for her honeymoon with my dad, so it runs in the family, I guess. Well, that was about it. I know it maybe some of you are not really impressed and confused, because what do you mean you wrote a trilogy just because you didn't like your history teacher? Well, everyone has different reasons. So actually, each one of my book is something about my life, but told differently. Well, that was it. So thank you so much for listening to me rant about this and venting. I don't know if this is a really good first impression of me. I hope you liked the video. Subscribe. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram. I'll see you on the next one. Bye!